Greetings and welcome to Eat It Lose. Guess what? It's springtime, and that means it is time for us to be dyeing our fertility symbols. I'm making Easter eggs. So I have 3 colors of dye here. The first one is pink, which ends up looking a bit like this. Ooh, pink. And there's yellow. That's the one that's closest to me that you can't really see. And blue. And I also have some white eggs here that I'm going to do fun techniques with. So I'm not all that great at dyeing eggs. I'm always like, I just like the pretty colors. So that's always my approach to coloring eggs. But I keep seeing all these wonderful techniques for getting like cool designs, like marbleized designs on Easter eggs, and I've always wanted to try it. So I decided to give it a shot. So I have my 3 colors of dye here, and I made this with just regular food coloring. I'll show you that in a moment. I made it with food coloring, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, white vinegar, a cup of hot water, boiling water whenever I put it into the bowls. Now it's just slightly warm, and about 40 drops of dye. And the dye that I used, I left it over there. I'll be right back. The dyes that I used are just from Kroger. They're just standard food colored dyes. These ones are neon, and these are just the standard red, blue, green, yellow. This one has purple in it. So, I actually used this for an earlier video whenever I was decorating cakes or cookies with an icing pen. So, and I actually need those. I also need my vinegar for one of the techniques, which is also not around here, and some oil. But the first technique I'm going to use, I don't need any of those things. I just need some rubber cement. I bought this from Kroger. See, I just go to Kroger. It's right around the corner. It's awesome. So what you do with the rubber cement is you can end up with a really neat marbleized technique, if you just drizzle the rubber cement over the egg in like a swirly pattern. So I did that with one of the eggs already, just to get it prepped with one of my white eggs. I don't know if you can quite see that. It's still a little tacky, but I don't think that's going to cause a huge problem. But I also want to do it with one of my colored eggs. So what I have here is just a lid from a takeout container with some salt in it. And here's the neat thing, and I didn't see this from any of the videos or anything, but I think this is a neat technique that I came up with. I like it because I came up with it. If you put the egg on the pile of salt, it'll stand upright. So it won't cause very much problem. So I'm just going to drizzle the rubber cement over my egg, and hopefully by the end of this video it'll be dry and we'll be able to do something cool with it. Kind of doing a zigzaggy curly Q pattern. Maybe some fish in there. There we go. So I have some rubber cement on my egg. It'll flatten out a little as it dries. There you go. It smells squiffy. There's some neat design on there. I'll see how it works out. I'm going to put it over here to dry. And let's see how it works out with the egg that I already have the rubber cement dried on. Again, it's a little tacky, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. I'm going to put it in the blue. And leave that in there for a few seconds. It is submerged mostly. I dye one of my nice tea towels. The next technique we're going to try is a technique where I use paper towels and vinegar, and I just make it tie-dyed, essentially. I'll see how that works. I'm going to go get the supplies. Just everything got a little cluttered. So I'm going to go get the supplies, and I'll be right back. Okay, time for technique number 2. I have my paper towel. I need to saturate it with some vinegar. It's okay. I was smart. I not only put down paper towels, I put down a garbage bag underneath my, not paper towels, newspaper. I also put a garbage bag underneath my newspaper. So it's not going to soak through and stain the counter of my rented apartment. Gotta think of those security deposits. So I just take the egg. Actually, I have 2 pieces of, there we go, because we have 2 eggs for each of these techniques. So I'm going to wrap it. I've never done any of these, by the way. So just a heads up there. So we might try to work a little bit with it after we try it once. So I have my egg here, all wrapped in paper towel. I'm going to put it in the egg cup that I bought for a couple of weeks ago. I guess it's last week. I posted that video last week. And all it said on the description was that I take the food coloring and touch it to the egg, the wrapped egg, to the paper towel, and things will happen. It looked kind of cool on the website. So I have 3 colors that I pulled out. These are all the neon colors, or from the neon packet. I like blue, I like pink, and I like purple. So those are the colors that I'm going to use. I don't want to accidentally tip them over. Okay, and it said that I don't have to wait or anything. I can just unwrap the paper towel and magic will have happened. that didn't work very well. That side worked okay. Let's see. So that side worked okay. I apparently did not put enough dye on my paper towel. My paper towel looks really cool though. Look at that. Okay, let's see if we can Zuzu this up a little bit. Ah, come on, we gotta Zuzu this up. There we go. That's actually kind of nice now. Little splotchy. I guess it's okay. I have a George hair in there. There we go. I guess it's okay. So that was technique number 2. Let's go ahead and pull out the egg from technique number 1. And I'm going to wipe up that splotch that I just spilled. Ooh, this turned out pretty nice. I like it. And I guess I'm supposed to try to remove the rubber cement, but you know, I'm going to let it dry and I'll remove my gloves before I try to do that. That's my first one. I think that's a win. I like that. Put in the egg cup. It will sink very low in the egg cup. There we go. Now, technique number 3. And I guess I have 3 eggs left over for this one. So technique number 3 is just taking the regular dye and we add some oil to it. And what this will do is create an effect where we end up with a little bit of marbleization on the egg. I don't know. So I need to grab my oil. I'll be right back. And it's just a tablespoon of oil added to the dye that's prepared as normal. And of course the oil will float on the top of the water mixture because oil floats on water. That's a thing that happens because science. And since I have 3 eggs, okay, I'm going to give that a whoosh. And I'm guessing that this works by, as I put the egg down through, some of the oil will stick to the oil will stick to parts of the egg or it won't stick to other parts of the egg, and we'll end up with kind of marbling. Actually, I want to start with the blue because that's going to be the strongest color. Let's do that on the yellow one. It looks kind of cool. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tip it. So well, actually, I think I can pull it out now. So here's what happened. I ended up with kind of really neat splotches and swirls, and it's really cool. I like this. Okay, it is oily, and now my gloves are oily. I'm gonna wipe off the excess. So that turned out really cool. And then number 2, let's go ahead and do that in the red. Or the pink, I guess it is. I'm putting the white egg in there. I rolled it around a little so that we just didn't end up with one bald spot on the top where the oil is touching. And then our third one, I have a blue one. I'm going to try to put it in the yellow and see how that works out. And here we go. I'm going to let these sit in here for just a little bit and check on my pink egg that I have sitting over here with the salt. So I knocked it over whenever I went to get the paper towel. So it's covered in salt, which was not what I was aiming for, but that's okay. And it's a little tacky still. I don't think that's going to be a problem. I'm just going to put it in this blue one that has the oil in it. Maybe have like a hybrid of the 2 techniques going on. Leave that in there for a few seconds. And yeah, I'm having fun. So this is the egg that I had dyed blue and then put into the yellow. I'll post pictures in the comments as well so you can see that there's some nice swirling going on in there. Put that there. This is the pink egg that I just pulled out of the blue dye that had oil in it. So it's going to be a hybrid of the 2 techniques. My rubber cement is starting to come off a little. That one you can really see, so the splotches are where the oil was, and then the lines are where the rubber cement was. That's kind of cool. And our last one is the white egg that I put into the pink dye. You can see where it was facing up. There's a little more white right there. But on the other side, we have some nice speckling. I really like how these techniques turned out. Except for the tie-dye. The tie-dye seems like it would be fun, but meh. Somebody else's taste, but not mine. Well, I think that's it. That's all of our eggs. Here's the last one of my dozen. Come on, there we go. Put them on the carousel. So these are probably the finest colored eggs I have ever made. I'll move that a little closer so you can see the speckles. So these are things that conceivably you could have in your home. You might have to go out and get the rubber cement if you don't have any, but if you have food coloring, you can dye eggs. Well, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great day, and I'll talk to you again next week. Bye.